Oh, probably since the day I got here. But yeah, I was as terrified as probably the coaches were to give it to me, getting the ball. Was just looking for a warm place to lay down out there, but thought I got a little bit further than I did, but I guess not. So.
Did you argue that spot at all?
Yeah, I kind of stretched it at the end, and in my limited, just I learned basically playing running back from just watching the other guys. I really have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm like, okay, I gotta like stretch the ball forward, and hopefully I'll get a good spot or whatever. So.
Ken didn't learn that spin move from you.
No, I could like tell him he should do that, but I couldn't like reenact it for him. But yeah.
What happens if you try that?
IR for sure. They probably end up naming the field after me or something. I think I would definitely tear both of my hamstrings, I would say.
What kind of boost has Godwin given you guys from the return game?
Yeah, it's been awesome. Especially the one this past week where it was kind of a short kick. I conceivably could have caught it, but I made a judgment that it was better for everybody involved if I didn't. So I went up and tried to block for him. But, it's been amazing. And, DJ did a great job doing it. And he kind of is like a Swiss Army knife for us and does everything. And now he's blocking for Godwin, which is kind of like a testament to what kind of teammate DJ is, I think. But Godwin has kind of come in and I think, every week it's a return past the 30 basically. And, there's been some that are blocked up well, and then others it's like in Kansas City, he hit one. I had no idea where he was even running the ball. And next thing I know, he's, I think, past the 50. So that's always exciting. And I think it adds another element to our special teams. And it's been great to have him.
When Jason had the miss off the crossbar at the end of regulation, as a special teams guy, just how confident were you that if he got that shot, he was going to come through?
Yeah, I think we all knew that. And it just kind of prolongs the game a little bit to get us some more snaps out there. So it was he did us a favor and we get a little bit more experience. But he's the kind of kicker. It's like that stuff can happen. I don't envy that job at all. And but we're always unwavering in his ability to make the big kicks when he needs to. So.
What was it like watching the Sunday night game?
It was pretty crazy. I haven't watched a game that intently. Usually I'm watching Blue's Clues or something, but with my son. So I was actually watching it, caring what happened. And, it was pretty wild to watch. And just the whole sequence of events, winning the way we did and then going right home and watching the game. It was crazy. And I haven't really had a situation like that ever playing football. So it was fun. Obviously, it's great how it all turned out, but it was quite stressful for a while there.
Do you still know anybody much with the Lions? And did you talk to anybody?
Mostly like the support staff, some coaches, some like equipment guys, athletic trainers, and that. I kind of let them be. I'm sure Diggs did like a FaceTime call with the team before they went out, but I kind of left them their own devices. So no, I was excited that they have a great team, and they played us super hard, and I don't think a lot of teams around the league would want to play those guys, and they came through for us, and we obviously appreciate it.
This week will be a first for a lot of the guys on the team, especially the rookies. What do you reinforce about Saturday's matchup and what playoff football is?
Yeah, I mean, I'm since I've only been a part of it since I've got to Seattle, so it took me, I don't know, 9-10 years to get up to the playoffs. I think the guys have to really appreciate how it's hard to make the playoffs, and we've been obviously very good at making it here, and almost you become spoiled and accustomed to it, which I think is obviously a good thing. But I think it starts with Coach Carroll and what he talks about. It's at the end of the day, it's another game. We treat all the games kind of like championship games because you see over the course of the regular season things that went our way and the other way, how it kind of they all add up at the end of the year, and it came right down to the wire on Sunday. And I think now we get an opportunity. Everyone's 0-0, so we can go out there and we get to play a familiar opponent, which is always fun to play a divisional rival like that.
Shelby Harris was in a similar spot as you were in that regard. I think this is his 8th year in the year. It's his first time in the playoffs. What do you remember of that first time making the playoffs and what it meant to you after going so long without it?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy. You get almost used to. I mean, for 9-10 years for me, it was just January. You were home and watching it, and I think it's one of those things. I know he feels this way. Just so privileged to be able to play, continue playing, especially with, the season has kind of been all over the place for us, and I think finally to have it all come together the way we needed it to. And, I just think we feel very honored to be able to get in. And now, like I said, it all kind of starts over and we're all like blank slate. So I think it's fun.
You just used a phrase like he's more about proving yourselves right versus proving other people wrong. Everyone maybe thought this team wasn't going to be very good this year, but internally you guys always thought you could be here, didn't you?
Yeah, and I think it's one of those things too. You start every season, and people have opinions one way or another on how the team's going to be, and even as a player, it's like you obviously want to be great and do all these things, and you don't really know how things emerge, and there's all sorts of different storylines in the off season that are usually stuff outside of the building, and I think once you get in here, it's business as usual, and it has been ever since I've been here, no matter what the narrative is for anything. And ultimately, we know what we have to do. We know the guys that we have, and I think that was unwavering. And then you have guys emerge, young guys that we've had, rookies that have just played great this year, and stuff you don't always expect to happen. I think it's cool because you never know how the season's going to go beforehand, even playing preseason games, and it's kind of a mystery till you actually get out there and play, and it's been fun to watch.
Hey, you played with 49ers, obviously, for a couple of years early in your career. Is there anything unique or different about this rivalry or the way even the fan bases kind of feel about each other that you sense?
Yeah, I mean, it's always, when I was in San Fran, you could always tell how tense it was between the two teams. And, it's always a great game with us. And I think it's exciting to play a familiar opponent just because they know us, we know them, so it kind of adds a little, especially playing them 3 times in a year is, unusual. And I think, we're all excited about it. We're used to playing in that stadium. They're used to playing up here. We've played against each other a lot. So I think it adds like an extra wrinkle to a game versus playing some opponent across the country that you haven't maybe played as much.
What's that turf like if it gets sort of soggy and everything this week?
I'm too slow to really, I don't really it doesn't bother me. So guys will complain it kind of, if it's raining out, it slows them down or whatever. But so I kind of stay level with that, which is good. But, I don't know. I let J-My and the specialists worry about the weather stuff. And it's like at the end of the day, we got to go out there and play in it. So, I think it'll be fun no matter what. And, I kind of casually will be like, oh, it's going to rain or not, just so I can prepare to catch a ball in the rain, which that's not going to get thrown to me, but I like to envision that. So, no, it'll be fun. And if it's a monsoon, then we'll deal with it, I guess.
You mean you don't envision DJ throwing a go ball to you out of the Wildcat?
Yeah, no, I was actually politicking to be the Wildcat quarterbacks, but, I guess we'll see. See if they, F my carry last week, how they feel about that.
Thank you.
Yep.